So before we get into any program, you need to have some basic knowledge of Java. So first let's talk about that. To better understand, let's take an example of it. Now look at the example. It's a simple Java program that will simply print hello world in the output. Now let's talk about the structure of this program. In Java, any line starting with 2 backslash is a comment. Comments are intended for users reading the code to better understand the intent and functionality of the program. It is completely ignored by the Java compiler. Now let's talk about the class. In Java, every application begins with the class definition. In our case, hello world is the name of the class and the class definition is followed by the curly braces. For now, just remember that every Java application has a class definition and the name of the class should be match the file name. It's not necessary, but as a beginner, just remember that the class should match the file name. Now let's talk about the public static void main. Now just remember that the main function is the entry point of your Java program and it's mandatory in each and every Java program. So this is the signature of main method. Now let's talk about the system.out.println. The following code prints the string inside quotation mark, that is hello world, on the screen. Remember that this statement is inside the main function, which is inside the class definition. So you can see this is a valid Java program that does nothing. Don't worry if you don't understand the meaning of class, static method and so on. For now, we will discuss it in next incoming videos. So let's talk about what is JVM. So JVM is the abbreviation for Java Virtual Machine. When you run the Java program, Java compiler first compiles your Java code to bytecode. Then the JVM translates bytecode into native machine code. So the JVM is nothing but translate bytecode into native machine code. So now let's talk about what is JRE. JRE is an abbreviation form of Java runtime environment. It is a software package that provides Java class libraries, Java virtual machine and other components that are required to run Java application. So JRE is the superset of JVM. Now what is JDK? So JDK is a software development kit required to develop applications in Java, and the full form of JDK is Java Development Kit. So JDK is nothing but a combination of JRE, compilers, debuggers, Javadoc, etc. Now let's talk about Java data types. So the Java data type is nothing but the type of data that can be stored inside Java variables. Now let's talk about the first primitive data type of Java, that is Boolean. The Boolean data type has two possible values, either true or false. The default value of Boolean data type is false. You can see an example of it. In this example, we have declared a flag variable that is Boolean data type and the value of flag is true. Now here we are printing the value of flag, so it will print simply true in the output. I hope you got the point. So let's move on to next data type, that is byte type. The byte data type can have values from -128 to 127 and the default value of byte is 0. So now let's try to understand it with an example. So in this example we have taken a variable that is byte data type and we have assigned its value of 50. When we run this program, we print the value of range, that is nothing but 50. So let's move on to the next type of data, that is sort. The sort data type in Java can have value from -32768 to 32767 and its default value is also 0. So let's go through the example. You can see here we have declared a variable named temperature and assign its value to -200, and when we run this program it will simply print the value of the temperature. So the next data type is int. The int data type can have values from -2 to the power 31 to 2 to the power 31 minus 1. If you are using Java 8 or later, you can use an unsigned 32-bit integer. This will have a minimum value of 0 and a maximum value of 2 to the power 32 minus 1, and its default value is also 0. The next data type is long. The long data type can have values from -2 to the power 63 to 2 to the power 63 minus 1, and its default value is also 0. So the next data type, that is double. The double data type is double precision 64-bit floating point. It should never be used for precise values such as currency, and the default value of double is 0.0. So let's move on to the next data type, that is float. The float data type is a single precision 32-bit floating point, and it also should never be used for precise values such as currency, and its default value is also 0.0. We can use a at the end of assign value to the variable. Tell the compiler to treat value as a float rather than double. You need to use if. So the last primitive data type, that is character. It's a 16-bit Unicode character. The minimum value of char data type is this. It's nothing but 0, and the maximum value is this. So let's take an example. In this example, we declared a variable named letter and assign its value to 65. When we try to print the value of letter, it will print capital A instead of 65, just because we have declared it as a character data type and assigning it with an integer data type. So it will check 65 in ASCII, that which character value is equal to that variable value, and it will print that character. Now let's talk about the string type. Java also provides support for character string via java.lang.string class. Strings in Java are not primitive types, instead they are objects. You can see in this example here, my string is an object of the string class and its assigned value is procoder.ak. So that's it for this video. We will discuss more on different topics in coming videos.